first to cover breaking news with Kristen Bean and Alex Elich, and your accurate first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Ed Russo. You're watching WSBT-22 First in the Morning, Saturday.
It is Halloween here on this Saturday morning, and instead of just talking about ghosts and goblins on this spooky day, we thought we'd go out and actually try to find them. WSBT-22's Alex Elich joins us now from the Lerner Theater. Alex, you went on a ghost hunt. What did you find?
We did, Kristen. We went on a ghost hunt here at the Lerner Theater, where it has history dating back to the 1920s. So we thought, you know, there's got to be something floating or walking around here. And here with me now is the team that went on the ghost hunt with me, the Michiana Paranormal Investigators. So you guys, we got to reveal it now. Did we find anything? You've gone over all the evidence. What'd you find?
Well, we did find some spikes in the K2 meter, which is this meter on the table here, the gray box, back on the right side of the stage. But that in itself isn't enough to really say it's really haunted, but it is something that, you know, we definitely need to look into a little further.
Sure, and now we have all these really, really cool tools here. So what tools, I know you mentioned the EMF meter, what other tools did we use on our ghost hunt?
We used the EMF detector, the K2 meter, and we actually used the digital recorders, which will pick up the EVPs that we're looking for. But unfortunately, we really didn't catch much here this time.
Sure. So speaking of EVPs, what is an EVP exactly, and how do you go about doing that?
An EVP stands for electronic voice phenomena. What it is, it's a noise, sound, or audio that's picked up at the time, but you don't hear it, but you will, when you play the recorder back later, you'll hear it on that device. And you can do it on an iPhone or recorder. It doesn't have to be a fancy digital recorder, but it's just something that you will hear later on that you don't hear at the time of the recording.
Mm-hmm. And I know we're kind of trying to get in the spirit of Halloween here. What has just been, in all of your history of doing this, the craziest thing that you've ever seen in your ghost hunting experience? Well, or heard, I should say.
We were at the State Theater last year, and we had some great EVPs on the stage there. We had a light fall off of the railing in the lower basement, and that was something that was a great piece of video evidence that, to this day, we still haven't matched.
Now, we did talk about some of these other tools before, and I was a little bit curious about these. So, what exactly are these again, and what do they do, Rob, if you want to...
They're dowsing rods. Basically, they're just a manual version of electronic equipment. You use these, and it's the same process of asking questions and getting answers. It's pretty much that simple. There's a little bit of a technique to using these, but they actually do work.
And this is a bit of an ambiguous question, but why do these ghosts usually linger around, you know, theaters?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily theaters. It's just about everywhere. This could be a favorite place for them. It could be in somewhere where they worked, or somebody that used to own the place. It could even go back to before where the building was here. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to the Michiana Paranormal Investigators for being here today. So like they said, we did see some spikes in the EVP. So maybe something was there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the Lerner Theater is haunted, which is a little unfortunate. But I was sort of hoping for that selfishly.
Depends on who you ask.
Thank you guys so much for joining us again. And live at the Lerner Theater, Alex Elich, WSBT 22 News.